Realize we're live, right? Anybody getting the music?
Bam, 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 bam. Oh, we got some light.
Did anybody get any of that music?
Nothing.
Are you guys?
You didn't play the music at all, Nick.
Yeah.
You didn't hear it?
Nope.
No, I was literally saying, are we live now? It said live for like 25 seconds.
Is it there now?
No.
Negative.
That's why I was like, are we live or what do we do?
You could hear it that time?
No.
I don't hear jack balls, dude.
Make your own
whatever.
sound effect.
It sounded good to me.
Of course it did.
Whatever. Anyway,
Here we are.
Did you hear any of the Macho Man shit?
Nothing, brother.
It wouldn't be a chop up without some technical difficulties.
Did you hear it that time?
No.
Nick, we don't hear anything.
Hitting the same button over and over again ain't gonna fix it.
It's two different boards. All right, I guess we're not gonna have sound effects.
Hey, we're going live.
Welcome back. We're live.
Oh, I heard do it live.
Is the sound working though? Like,
Dude,
Yeah, I can hear it. We can hear everybody. Yeah.
Yeah, we're good.
Everybody's here. We just don't have any cool sound effects today.
That's all right. We don't need
For some
them.
fucking reason. But anyway, welcome to the chop up. Rewind that radio. Special guest Joe Hector.
hello. Hi. Hello.
Hi Joe. Hi Joe Hector.
Hi, Nick. Nice beard.
You guys are very cordial.
Getting through the ugly stage. You got a little bit more to go, but I like it.
Nick's been getting through the ugly stage for 38 years.
Now he's got the Che Guevara going with that fucking cigar and the beard. What are we doing here?
Here we go. I'd like to take this time to thank Joe for officially keeping my uncle in business. He runs a cosmetic surgery office, and Joe, that's where he got his little butt chin there, and yeah, so and his shoulder that needs to be reconstructed apparently.
Yes.
So that'll be the next thing. He'll be paying for our trip to see the Raiders in Vegas. Okay, so
That bombed.
yeah, whatever. Who cares? I'm not. You guys are the talent here. So Maddie, and Joe here have a little bad blood between them with the Raiders and the Pats. Hey, Johnny, why don't you?
I don't have any bad blood. I got
Bad blood.
Oh, you're about to because you guys are going in. Johnny, why don't you set it up for the people?
Well, I don't know. A couple weeks ago, Joe was very nice to come on. Matty Ice, actually, he was frozen all the time because he was on a very good trip, very profitable trip for him. Had got very good, higher position in his organization. Was well worth not being on here. And then, Joe was on here, and we learned a lot about Joe. We all are big fans of Joe here. Biggest Raider fan, if not the biggest Raider fan I've ever met.
Oh, yeah.
And has all history, everything. I mean, he had everything behind him. I'm talking the helmets, Matty, all this. And, well, Nick, he describes him as very annoyingly a Raider fan. I don't know. I'm annoyingly a Giants fan, so I don't really know how to take that. But I can understand where you're coming from. Now, Matty Ice over here is a very technical Patriots fan. He will slay you with facts and this isn't real, and this is what happened here, and this is the stat. And this is why you lost here. So we thought it would be a good, unfortunately, because they missed each other a couple times, we thought it would be a good, kind of back and forth here as to, the discussion of what other team is better, what franchise is better, which, we can both discuss that because, the Raiders are, historically better, or are they? Because the Patriots now have this here. Or again, I don't know. I see heads nodding on both sides here. So these guys can both place facts, and Matty Ice can drop some bombs. Watch out, Joe. He's a little sniper. He'll get you. So you gotta be ready. And he's shaking his head here, gentlemen. That was Nick. That's my lead-in. I think that's. I don't think you take it.
That's pretty good.
Like I said, 2 weeks ago, if we're going through a historical conversation of which team is better, what are we going to do the rest of the 29 minutes that we have Joe Hector?
I told you he comes in hot, Joe.
And I'm just going to say that I have respect for both organizations. I think I have to admit that in recent times, the Patriots have definitely been the most dominant team, I'd say, in sports, right? Not just the NFL. The way they've done things over the years, I think with Belichick, and I think has been historic. And I think if you talk to old Giant fans, I think they'll tell you that maybe Belichick was the secret behind the Bill Parcells era teams that no one really talked about. And I think there's a long history and story behind Belichick that goes beyond the Patriots. So in my eyes, I have to add that to the history of this dynasty / dominance of sports. But I will say, when it comes to the brand and when it comes to branding and when it comes to being the bad guys, a badass team, they're not even close to the Raiders. The Raiders, I think, are, in my eyes, not a dominant sports team when it comes to winning on the field. I think they're a dominant sports team when it comes to creating a niche in sports, when it comes to having an image of the bad guy, the Lyle Alzados, the Howie Longs, Charles Woodsons, and again, they weren't dominant, but I feel that the brand is bigger than the Patriots on a branding scale. Not winning. Again, I don't want people to get confused here because I'm giving a big compliment to the Patriots.
So the one thing that matters is winning, and the Raiders just aren't that.
Well, no, that's not true either. See, the thing is, the Raiders have won as well. It's just in recent times the Patriots are the dominant team, but you can't take away the fact that Al Davis was a coach, and then he basically became the owner. He was an AFL owner. I mean, he did everything you can think of in the NFL to even get to being an owner in the NFL of a team. And then he took that team and did something for the time that was unheard of, which was branding and color scheme, image, the mentality. I think that's something that you have to look at when you look at a franchise. Oh, and by the way, we have 3 Super Bowls, and in the early 2000s, went to 3 straight championship games, or 1 divisional, two championships. We should have went to the championship for 1 year, but yeah, and then you add in the fighting between the NFL and Al Davis, taking them to court, winning on multiple occasions, and I have a page here. Now, obviously, I can't pull it up here. Maybe I can if I can send it to Nick. This site is a math site, okay? And it proves 100% that the Raiders, and this is math, so this is legit. I'll send it to all of you.
Maddie and I are both math guys.
Okay, so this shows 100% that there is a bias towards the Raiders in the NFL. 110%.
Oh, I'm so happy he's sending this, Maddie. This is good. This is awesome.
So again, just to rewind real quick before he comes back to me, Patriots, historic in recent times. I think what they've done is amazing. I love their coach. He's got that Madden-esque type to him. But I think when it comes to just branding and being a badass, historic franchise, no one tops the Raiders. Nobody.
Okay.
All right. So there's a lot to unpack there.
There's a lot, yeah.
So
a little bit.
Let's start off with something you said correctly. That in your eyes, the Patriots are the better team. I like that you used "in your eyes" because now we know you're not blind, at least.
Right.
So your big argument seems to be the brand. Now, I won't deny that the Raiders have a more rowdy fan base, but to say they have a better brand kind of falls off when you realize the team had to move 4 times because no one wants to go watch them play.
That's not true. That's not factual.
Okay,
if you go to LA to a Chargers game, there is barely any Chargers fans there. It's packed with, it's all Raider fans.
Yeah.
LA would have never lost that franchise if it wasn't for Al Davis wanting them to build a new stadium. That's why they moved. not because of participants.
So you keep mentioning Al Davis. Now, when the Patriots were thinking about moving into Hartford,
Right.
Kraft threw out his own money as opposed to taxpayer money. And he paid out every dollar of that stadium between himself and private funding. The taxpayers didn't pay a dime for that stadium. And now you see, coming Buffalo just got their deal, $1.4 billion to build that stadium, which they would not have built unless they got that money for that stadium from the taxpayers. Jerry Jones, the same thing, $1 billion stadium. He wants the taxpayers to build that. This last CBA that went through, when they went through whatever, the 90 days or whatever, where they had that lockout, the key figure in that thing was Robert Kraft. So I have a hard time saying, that, Al Davis was great for the history of the game, sure. Robert Kraft is the most influential owner in the NFL today.
I have to totally disagree. And I have to say, too, with Al Davis, you got to remember something, too, when it comes to building a new stadium. The NFL has to approve it. Yeah. And Al Davis wasn't approved. So everything he just said kind of doesn't make any sense because the NFL told them no to begin with, which is why they went to court the second time.
Yeah, and he's too cheap to buy his kid a decent haircut.
I'm just saying, see, but that's what happens. People make fun of him now because
the guy's an idiot. Look at him. Jesus Christ.
He's got multiple Super Bowl trophies. We just built a brand new state-of-the-art stadium in Las Vegas, which players and people and the new GM is saying is unbelievably, futuristically beautiful. You got to give him credit for that. I mean, and you got to give his son credit for kind of being the opposite of his father and saying, you know what, I'm going to play by the NFL rules and get the stadium that the Raiders always wanted. It might not be in LA because we always wanted to be in LA. Let's face it. The starter jackets, the LA Raiders, to me, that was like the beginning of the major branding, right? I mean, Oakland was before that, but let's face it, we all think of the Raiders like Marcus Allen, LA Raiders. Like, that's what made them popular, LA, and that was where they should have built, to me, their new stadium. But they couldn't, they weren't allowed. And Al Davis was pissed, which he should have been, because I think he could have gotten the funding and the approval and the taxpayer money and all that. I think the taxpayers would have, for the most part, because let's face it, would you say that there's more Charger fans in LA than Raider fans or LA Rams fans?
There's no Chargers fans anywhere.
Exactly. So the big thing to me is really LA should have been where this new stadium was built.
Right.
But because of the feud, because of what happened with Al Davis, because he didn't, let's face it, they didn't like each other. And that's what happened. And that's why the Raiders moved. It wasn't because of, no one came to watch the games. I mean, that's just something that guys that don't really follow the Raiders say, because it's easy. But the fact is that the feud between Al Davis and the league really hurt the Raiders more than helped us. And that's the one thing I don't like about what Al Davis did, Steve, is that it hurt our brand. It hurt us winning games. And let's face it, if he didn't go to war with the NFL like he did, we might have had another Super Bowl trophy or two. So, I mean, if you look at all the games throughout history that are remembered, there's a whole bunch of Patriot games, there's a whole bunch of Steeler games, and there's a whole bunch of Raider games. And guess what? 90% of those Raider games we lose
occurred before 1978
in historical, crazy, bad fashion. And it's just a fact. It's just a fact. So, and like I said, I'm actually a big fan of Mark Davis, even though, yes, he seems like a weird dude.
I have to pause for a second. I texted Nick real quick. I had to pause real quick. I said, Nick, can you bring a picture of Mark Davis at the meetings? Bring up this little Lego man's fucking book bag.
I'm working on it here.
He's a goddamn billionaire who cuts his own fucking hair. just throws a bowl over his head. And
I'm sorry I hopped in there, guys, but that picture I sent to Nick, I love you, Joe. I've talked to you a couple of times. Yeah, that guy's carrying around. I don't know what he's doing in that little seat. But again, I just want to pause for a second. I don't know what he's doing there with that haircut, but it's interesting. I love Al Davis, but I mean, I do love Al Davis's ideas and stuff. But you're trying to sell this guy to me. No, please, no. Get the book bag picture. I said Google Hitman book bag.
Hey man, these things take time.
I sent you the picture.
You gotta remember now, a guy like that, right? A guy like that did one thing right. And you know what he did right? He surrounded himself after his father died with the right people. And that is turning the Raiders now. I think we could probably all agree.
100%. I didn't mean to hop in there right now, but that was a great point. Yes, sir. That was
great. And I think we can all agree the Raiders are better now, in a better situation now than they were the last 15 to 20 years under Al Davis, including the Rich Gannon years, because I will say that was a Gruden Al Davis feud going on that no one talked about as well, even though we were winning. We were winning in spite. So yeah, there he is. Oh boy.
That's
poor guy.
That's from last year at this current meeting that they're at right now. Like what?
Daddy, I want to see the waiters play. Anyone has any carrots?
Is that a mustache that he's got
like
there?
Not for nothing. I had to hop in on this because this is last year because the owners' meetings are going on right now. But that's how he showed up last year and sat down like that and got interviewed. And people were like, "We're not sure what's going on with this."
Now I will say they just named a Down syndrome person as a Victoria's Secret model. Mark Davis started the trend.
Oh man. Well, listen, I want you guys to Nick. Can you pull this up real quick? Actually, I'm going to text you the link real quick.
Yeah, that's how I got it to, and that's the quickest way I did.
And I want you to pull this up for me because if you guys like math, you can just look at this real quick, and I think this will prove pretty much everything that needs to be proved. And I don't have to say a word. All right.
Well, we're on a podcast, so kind of the point is you saying words.
No, I'm saying I don't have to say a word. You guys can chalk it up, look at it, dissect it. But I think this proves 100% that there's bias against the Raiders, and 100,000% Brady fumbled the ball. And I think we all know that.
Okay. I think. All right. So I
now this is the real debate, boys, and this is what it's about.
So here's where I knew this debate was going to go, because it always goes here. Now, I am not defending that it was. All right, so let's put it this way: it was a good call for a bad rule. The referees went by the rule. So they were good. It was a good call based off of a bad rule.
Nick, I'm sending you a picture right now. I want you to put it on the full screen.
Picture doesn't show the arm tucking back in.
And it's I
believe 2 hands on the ball. I'm gonna send him a picture right now, and I want people to tell me if he was throwing a pass. That's all I want to know.
That's not the question. The question isn't is he throwing a pass. The question is he tucking the ball back in after making an attempt at throwing a pass? That's what the rule was.
I think 100% from the picture. And I watched the game live. I mean, everybody thought it was over, including the Patriots, by the way. They were walking off the field. Did you see?
Oh, buddy, I'm a Charles Woodson guy. I'm a Michigan dude. I was like, fuck. And obviously Brady's. I'm a Giants fan, but I was just like, yeah, this game's over. It was a great hit.
Well, let's face it. You have Belichick walking to the tunnel, shaking his head in disgust, and you're going to tell me that.
Show me the picture. Show me the picture of Bill Belichick walking to the tunnel in disgust.
Well, it's not a picture. You got to watch the game. You can rewatch the game on YouTube.
I would love to.
Hold on.
I do my best to keep my pants on while I do it.
And at the end of the game, you have John Gruden running to the sidelines, celebrating with the Raider players, and then it shows a close-up of, I remember everything like take for take. Tom Brady shaking his head, walking off the field with his shoulder pad upright because he got tackled, and then it shows Belichick, and it's surrounded by a bunch of his guys, walking towards the tunnel, and then a ref running to his back.
No, he was walking towards the rule book to point it out to the referee.
Oh, boy. I'm just saying, if Belichick didn't know what was going on, I think, that's the Patriots guy. Like,
hold on though, but does that make it wrong that he knew the rule?
Well, look at what happened,
He knew the rule
years ago. Yeah,
No, I'm not saying he did, but I'm just asking, like,
Belichick that's where that Patriot edge, that Belichick edge comes from. He knows so much. That's why, 8 years ago, whatever, that game against Baltimore where they throw in the ineligible lineman and just sit him, or the eligible lineman and just sit him on the edge of the formation. He's got that leg up, knowing so much about the game.
Okay, I'm going to say.
But didn't that work against him when Vrabel did it to him? I think either last year or the year before. When he's like, and then he got pissed, and Vrabel's like, "Hey, fuck you! I know the rule too."
Listen,
imitation is the most sincere form of flattery.
Just like in this article, most NFL calls, and this is going to make a lot of football fans not happy. Okay, not just guys like us, are subjective. Okay, holding. Let me tell you. Guess what, guys? It happens on every play. It's subjective.
Bro, I played Division I AA football. I'm taught to hold every play. I'm taught to grab inside here. Now, whether this goes outside and they get outside and it looks like this, now my hand's extended. Now I'm holding. But if they go that way, if I reach outside here, that's my own fault. But if I'm inside here and I'm grabbing something, I'm holding every play.
Right, and John can probably back up on this, but the time holding is called, the majority of the times is when the running back goes the wrong way or the quarterback comes out of the pocket, because that's
every time. No. What happens is that the lineman gets caught holding. Either if he's a tackle, he got fucked off the line. That guy's better than on the left on the outside, and he's just faster. So you got to grab him, and you can't get to your spot. If you're a guard on the inside and you're jammed up that's where I fought, like in a phone booth, and you get your hands inside and just move, motherfuckers, dude, you're never called for holding because they're never getting extended. Like you cheat on every play in football. I mean, everybody's got to be honest,
The Chiefs hold more than any team in the NFL.
Chiefs?
And I watch them a lot. The Chiefs are the king of holding. And
I just want to point out what Joey's strategy is here. He knows he can't beat Matt in arguments. So what he's doing is he's deflecting me because he knows I am not as good at football. And he's trying to. This is what he does. He's an expert.
You don't have to be fast.
On that play. Well, he's trying to find. He's trying to find the link.
I sent you guys multiple. Nick, I sent you multiple photos to pull up here.
Can we put that full screen?
All I want, if anyone's watching the show, whatever, including you guys, to tell me that he is not tucking the ball. Tell me that that's an incomplete pass.
Matt, is that what you're asking?
What's that?
I said, by these photos, is that the question you're asking?
No, I just want you to put it full screen so I can see Tom Brady in a Patriot uniform again.
I mean, you look at
I love it because I love it when Joe's going to start spinning around.
These photos are great because they're literally from all different angles.
Well, don't worry. No matter how much you spin around, you're not going to find good arguments on either side of you.
I think this argument is dead. I mean,
I agree.
These photos stand alone. I mean, I don't know how you could say that that's an incomplete pass. Is that an incomplete pass?
Yes.
He's got two hands on the ball.
What was it called on the field?
Incomplete pass.
There you go.
That is an incomplete pass.
Yes. Based on the rule, yes.
Oh, my gosh.
Now, there's a reason they took the rule out directly afterwards. It's a bad rule. But within the rules of the game,
this is where he's fucking with you, Joe, because he is correct.
Guys should be in the Hall of Fame because it wasn't against the rules.
So wait, I got to ask you though. So you're saying in the rule book it says that you need two hands on the ball for it to be
no,
pass?
According to the rule book at the time.
Well, that's what he has.
It's an attempt at a forward pass, and then you have the opportunity to tuck it back in. At the same time, when you're tucking it back in, unless you're Jamarcus Russell, you're gonna cover up the ball.
Okay. So
here's the play. Here we go.
Let's do this.
Wait, wouldn't that be a fumble when a quarterback has two hands on the ball?
Joe, in my fucking world, yes.
Doesn't make any sense.
All right. Well, let's watch this. Whatever.
Let's watch.
I watched this live at Holland's house. We're going nuts.
Touchdown. James Jett.
former
All
Olympic.
kinds of time. He throws to a wide open David Patton. And Patton inside the 30-yard line.
All right, here comes a blitz, I think, by Woods.
No, never going
Steps
to.
up, throws over the middle, and has his man inside
We
the
also
10-yard
saw the
line.
military kick at the end when all the Patriots were moving all the snow away illegally on the field.
Oh, by the way, Maddie, that's
He
another
loses
one.
the sack and throws over the
Maddie,
middle, and
you
We
hear me?
also talked about
It's
that.
not. Dude, it's not even.
8 yards out.
It's not even a
Out of
tuck
the
rule. It's the
snow,
fact that
on
they
its
plowed the
way,
field for him to
good,
kick.
and it is.
No, plowing was a different game.
No.
No.
They plowed it with players at the
Yeah,
end.
hold on,
of the
Maddie.
game. That's
There's more.
illegal. You can't do that.
There's more,
You
Maddie.
can't bring everyone off the bench onto the field to help a kicker kick a winning field goal in a divisional playoff game. That's not legal. It's not.
That was a spike.
So that's another.
Can you rewind? Can you rewind that a second there for me, though, Nick?
That's another rule
Just
that
where he double pumps. All right, yeah, his running. Watch. Okay, hold on real quick. No, yep.
Like,
No, well, that's
in
the
this
play
part-
right there. No, that's the play.
You
Right back.
gotta pause
No,
it.
I want to see. No, I want to see a little. I want to see the play before this, where he runs it into the end zone. Okay, go back. Yep, right here. No, keep going, please. Yes, sir. Just go from here. Go from here. Double pump. That's 2. Goes here. Watch the next play. Hold on. Double gets in. So that was double pump there. Double pump down. Double pump. Able to go. More now.
Boink.
So wait,
Now the play starts.
we're watching a pattern here, aren't we? He double pumps.
So now they got to hit him.
So what they're saying is you're not allowed to touch Brady.
No. What I'm saying is now now the Raiders defense are saying they actually have to hit him. That's what they're thinking. I have no argument in this.
No,
Obviously,
no. I'm on your side. I'm agreeing. So you got to hit him. He's got 2 hands on the ball.
if I'm the Raiders defense and you just carve me up like that, I have to hit him every time he pump fakes.
You have to. That's how
That's
you
just the way they're thinking. It has nothing to do with the rule, though. I'm just saying that's how I have to play.
The Raiders had no way. The refs, listen, the Raiders, it was impossible for us to win this game. Let's just say. Because no matter what.
Now, can we hold on, though? Can we continue? Did they show where, Joe, I believe you're claiming they plowed it with players?
Oh, yeah. Let's see the
What
end.
is this?
Go all the way to the end when he kicks the winning field goal.
Well, I'm just gonna let it run because it's only a minute.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm sure it's this drive, dude.
I'm enjoying this.
Whoops. What
Yeah,
was the
they
excuse
played
there,
it with
Joe?
players. They're running the fucking ball. Yeah, of course they're
This is
they
the
plowed it
Raiders.
right the fuck.
At this point, gave up. We knew it was over.
No,
You
hold
knew,
on. Can
you knew it
oh,
was over when they were hitting a 5-yard field goal? Yeah. I mean, you don't have to be a fucking sportscaster to figure that out.
Well, no, it was over when.
No, where I was going just watching that is if you review it, obviously, and this isn't the debate, I don't think in my opinion, is when he's pumping and then getting those runs, pumping, getting those runs. It's like, dude, the next time he does that, we're blowing him the fuck up.
Right.
However, they knew the rule was at the time, which is a fucked up rule, was that he has to, if he's in the pocket, he has to have the right to pull it back, which is fucked up, and it was removed like I think almost immediately. But somebody in the fucking Patriots organization knew that. Was it Belichick or not? I don't know, but I think that's what Matty Ice trying to say.
Right.
Am I wrong?
Yeah, that's why I said, all the steroid guys should be in the Hall of Fame. Because at the time, they weren't doing anything explicitly against the rules. You have to govern by what the rules of the league are at the time.
This is where subjective comes in. 100%. Because if it was the other way around, that would not have been called. Are you going to argue that?
Well, at the time where the Raiders actually won a Super Bowl, correct? And the Patriots at the time, no,
Yeah,
what
Now
year
we're
was this?
going for the first.
Championship.
You're going for your first, yeah. So there was nothing. No, the Patriots had dog shit since nowhere, right? You had been there in '95, right?
9/11.
96.
That was
Joey listens to my conspiracy.
I'm just saying. All I'm going to say.
Then why didn't the Giants or the Jets win the fucking Super Bowl, bro?
That's all I'm going to say.
Because their name isn't the Patriots.
If it was the Raiders and it was the other way around and we were playing that game, okay?
All right, so if your theory, all right, in your theory, if Afghanistan had won, the Raiders should have won the Super Bowl. And if they just kicked their ass and then the Raiders won,
Whichever
I'll
team
go
won
there.
that game with the Patriots and Raiders was going to go to the Super Bowl, 100%. Because the Steelers, I believe it was the Steelers, right, that you guys played. They did not scare us at all. Actually, the Patriots did scare us more than the Steelers did that year.
Well, the Steelers didn't scare you because it was Cordell Stewart.
Yeah, exactly. Like, we would have beaten both the Patriots.
Cordell Stewart didn't scare anybody since 1996, and he was called Slash.
Yeah, and let's face it, that year,
He scared Michigan in 95 because he threw a fucking 75-yard touchdown pass. Last time he scared somebody. Fuck
didn't
out of here.
scare us at all. And, this is when we had Rich Gannon at his peak. I mean,
Who in the world do you think Rich Gannon's scared? I got to hop on this real quick.
190 passing yards in that game.
There is 0 person in the world Rich Gannon ever scared as a quarterback.
Rich,
Maybe actually, you know what? He did go to an Elite 11 once.
Yeah, maybe if they had a receiver less than 38 years old, they would have been.
And I'm talking as a Giants fan who had to deal with Dave Brown, Kent Graham, all these people. They never scared anybody. You can't, with a straight face, tell me Rich Gannon scared somebody.
Oh, Rich Gannon in his prime? Those 4 division titles? Oh, my God.
Yeah.
He scared the Chiefs because
there's a lot of people
for Elvis Gerback, and the Chiefs
my man Elvis Gerback.
Well, there's your answer right there.
And the Chiefs never beat Rich Gannon. Never. Not one time. We swept the Chiefs every year that he was a starter. So if there is a team that was scared of him, it was definitely Kansas City.
Yeah, but that's like saying
I'm just saying.
You bring up Elvis Gerback like he's the second coming of Joe fucking Montana.
We're talking Elvis Gerback coming 95 out of Michigan, throwing to Desmond Howard, and all of a sudden he's the fucking guy.
No. I'm saying that's why Rich Gannon left, was because they didn't give Rich Gannon. If you remember, you probably don't. The Chiefs went to the championship that year against the Denver Broncos, and they benched Gannon, and they put in Gerback with Schottenheimer for no reason.
What year was that?
98.
So Rich Gannon got him there to the
Elvis
championship.
Gerback was still playing in 98.
And they
Gannon was on the Chiefs in 98.
Gannon was on the Chiefs, and it was Gerback who was
Elvis Gerback was?
that they put in, and they benched Gannon, and then the next year Gannon was a free agent, and Gannon left and bolted to the Raiders. Dude, the championship or the divisional? They played the Broncos.
Right. Elvis Gerback was in the league in
Indianapolis
2000. Ugh.
And unless you're the Indianapolis Colts, you're not putting up division banners.
See?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I'm right. And Nick, you got to pull up that site, man, that I gave you about.
I want.
What do you want me to do? Read it?
No, send it to Maddie.
Let's do this. How about we just screenshot? Let's go to the most important damning stuff. I mean, there are so much statistics on this site.
Yeah, well, who's vetted this site? Can I ask, sir?
Yeah.
Really, this is sports.
I can
But-
create a lot. I can write a lot of queries too.
No, but this site is actually really good because it's a data site. It's a stats site. I actually use it.
No, you had it right.
Huh?
You had it right with data shite.
Hey, math doesn't lie. I mean, it shows real statistics and a real bias towards our team compared to other teams.
Numbers can lie.
It's just a fact.
What
And
is it written
without
by a
numbers.
person that happens to be a Raiders fan? Is all I'm wondering.
Oh.
no, actually, it doesn't. No, it's not. This is a legitimate site.
But this is the reason why we don't run computer simulations on every given Sunday. This is why you go out there and you play the fucking game.
Well, I just think they should stop being subjective then. Why don't we change the rules to make it so that you don't
They changed the rule. They realized they had a bad rule. They changed it.
if a ref has a hard on for a certain team, he's not screwing
It's
them.
such a fucking cop out, though.
It's not a fucking cop-out. Real.
Don't put yourself in a position where one play is going to.
How can you? All right. How can we
Hold
bring
on,
in the refs?
Matt, finish that one.
Go ahead.
Finish that one.
I don't think it's a cop-out. I think it's real. I think it's legit.
No, it is.
And
It's
of
a
course
cop-out
it's
because
easy
name
for
one time
that
where
gets all the calls.
One at
and
a time,
all
fellas.
the
One at a
to
time.
say, oh, it's all good. It's all great. We win all the time. We get all the calls. We're so great. Of course it's easy to say that.
Now, please name me one time where a fan of a team that won the game complained about a call.
The Raiders.
A
Multiple
bunch of crybabies.
multiple times. Actually, against the Chiefs 2 years ago, Monday Night Football, we had 2 more touchdowns that they took away from us that were touchdowns, 1,000%. Even the announcers didn't get it, and they took them away, and we won.
The fact that no one else on this panel knows what you're talking about is
It's
my.
fine. You could look it up. Look it up.
No. I'm not saying it didn't happen. I'm just saying the fact that the ones that survive, the calls that everyone talks about from the fans' perspective are the ones that go against the team that they swear they should have won. When, God forbid, you actually go out there and you build a lead to where the point where one play doesn't make a difference.
Yeah, but in today's NFL, that's built for parity. That's such a
Which is why New England is built for parity. Yet New England has been on top for 20 years.
But that was why I complimented the Patriots for that. But I
get that.
don't think the Patriots have benefited from these calls. I think they have. It's just a fact. I'm not taking anything away from Belichick. I'm not taking anything away from their wins, their Super Bowls, because I truly believe they were a great dominant team. I said dominant team, not only in the NFL, but in sports. But they have benefited from Brady not being allowed to be touched. Ask Chiefs fans. Multiple championships.
Incorrect, sir. Ask Giants fans. Multiple championships.
He cannot be. Well, you actually go back and look at the refs that had that game. If a real good
it's called NASCAR. 13 sacks in 2 games, bro.
I don't know if fans, if people are watching the show, but I want them to understand something. You know what goes into researching the referees that have each game? Do you know the coaches? And I know this for a fact because one of my buddies is a scout in the NFL. How much time and energy goes into the coaches that have each game? So if my team,
I know multiple people that actually do like stuff like that in the NFL.
and they do the research
actually multiple ones. Yeah.
On the calls that those refs call for certain games against certain teams. It's all analytics, man. That's today's NFL. That's what they do.
Yeah, 100% it is. You're correct. It is.
If people put in, if fans put in the research the teams do about these analytics against these refs, there's no secret to why the refs.
Why are you doing that? Why are you doing the analytics on the refs when you're not doing the analytics on the game that the Patriots versus the Giants? When the Giants had this amount. Hold on, no. When the breakdown of the game, this was the analytics on the game, and Tom Brady with this pressure, with this defense in this matchup right here, when you blitz 4 and you have to drop back 3 here and the linebackers here, that's why Chase Blackburn gets this interception. That's the real stuff, brother.
Right. Or the refs for some reason didn't call defensive.
There's no or. That's how that interception happened, man.
But what I'm trying to say is that people wouldn't be shocked why the refs that handled the Raiders and the Bengals playoff game weren't fired in the middle of the playoffs. They were fired, and they were fired because
no, 100%. You are correct. And that game was fucked.
Once again, the Raiders are part of a game where the refs say, "Whoops, sorry, we screwed up." We either make up rules and then.
Can I ask you a question, though, man? So then obviously there was.
We blow a whistle and we give them a touchdown.
Well, can I ask you a question, though?
But hey, we're
so then if the refs are just against the Raiders, then why were all the mistakes happened on the national or the worldwide stage during the Super Bowl? Because there was clear mistake refs there. Maybe it's just the refs are being. Maybe the refs are incompetent, right?
It's not just the Raiders. It's
the refs.
No,
it's every team that loses.
It's against certain groups of refs that have certain games and certain agendas. It's pretty simple, guys. Listen, if we're all refs, okay, and we all are buddies, right? We're buddies. We hang out, and we have certain teams that we love and certain teams that we hate. We're human, okay? I don't care what people say. Oh, it's a job. Get it? No, there are certain factors into each group of refs that go against certain teams every Sunday, that there are even teams that petition getting certain groups of refs for their games. That's how bad it is.
So how do we identify which referees are in the deep state and which ones aren't?
It's a very good question. You know who I would ask? I would ask your teams because they're the ones doing the analytics on them.
I actually have no access. I'm just too busy. I just want to watch him play football, man.
I'm just saying. Me too. I just want to.
If I trust me, if you had access to the Mark Davis, and I had access to fucking John Mara, they'd be running their organization different, brother. Trust me, I'm sure.
I just want to watch a football game where I don't see 5 offensive linemen of Kansas City take our guys and just go like this, and then they run it for an 80-yard touchdown. I just want to see a legit.
Did your boys just get pancaked and they weren't good, or do you have a display of this?
When you see games like this.
So what I'm hearing is you want to watch a good football game.
No, I want to watch a game that's not persuaded by a group of officials that are incompetent. That's what I want to see.
So the other half of the
we got a twin brother coming in at you, brother. You got
the other half of the mighty
twins.
Twins of Terror says pressure up the middle, and Brady isn't the same.
No quarterback is the same with pressure up the middle.
So you're calling your brother dumb.
I've been doing that for 39 years.
No, he's not calling him. First of all, he's not calling him dumb. He's calling him. That's
Sorry,
just
Jeff.
the same thing. No, however, any quarter up the. Well, the only reason I went with that is because. My defense, that was coming off a defense of Joe saying like, oh, they were protecting Brady outside of these two championships. It's like, well, no, our NASCAR factor did this. And you were saying, oh, it's because the refs were protecting him. It's like, no, it's that they ran a scheme of 4 going up the middle, 3 linebackers were dropping, and our corners were blitzing. That's what created the problem.
But I have to say,
because they were the better team on that day.
but I also have to
they're
say,
better defense on that day.
if you guys will just go back and research those refs that had those Super Bowls. I know you roll your eyes, even though the Patriots lost, but I'm actually in a way.
No, dude, I won't not roll my eyes. I'm listening.
Not you. But I'm just saying. If you look at their track record, those refs that handled the first Giants-Patriots game, those refs in particular, those refs never would call defensive penalties. Never. They were known for that. And yet the Giants were somehow able to sack Tom Brady more than any other team in the
They sacked every team more than anybody in the history of the league that season, brother. Do you understand?
I give the Giants credit. Dude, I love
So those refs don't matter, bro. In week 16, when they lost 38-35, how many times did they get this Tom Brady, brother? A shit ton. And they ended up losing 38-35. That's when it was like, oh shit, they don't want to see these boys in the playoffs. There's a lot that goes into actual defensive schemes, man, behind just the fucking refs being like, holy shit.
It's true, though. It's a mix.
I might have to call Joe's dad and get him in here to shut Joe up for a little bit.
No.
Being a season ticket holding Giants fan.
No, this is great.
Listen, I think we all know this. When you win a Super Bowl, right, there's a lot that goes into that in a season, right? There's talent.
All of it.
Coaching. There's luck.
Oh, Joe, can I go there? Before that's why in the beginning of the season, like everybody thinks they're going to the Super Bowl. It's not always that dominant one, correct? Is that where you're going for? There always has to be like everything going together, right?
Like, dude, what were the chances the Raiders were going to play Gruden in the Super Bowl? Come on, seriously. If you were a statistics guy,
I agree.
The same odds that they were going to play anybody else.
No, I totally disagree. The one coach
that was the same friggin' odds. That's just math.
You're
Johnny
saying
and I said we're math guys. That's just math.
The whole entire league, the one man that built that team, you're saying that we had a same amount of chance to play him than any other coach in the NFL?
Yes.
Really? The year we let him go, he's gonna.
I don't know the odds of going into that season because obviously the odds would be different in Vegas. To be fair, I don't know the odds.
Tell Eagles fans.
Yes, I mean, if you want, we're talking bet odds. So yes, Matt's correct. Matt, what are the actual odds?
1 in 31.
Thank you.
I'm sorry. For the Raiders to fire for the Raiders to trade away our coach, and then end up playing him the next year in the Super Bowl.
I'm gonna let you in on a secret. Maybe they shouldn't have fired him.
I totally agree with you. I'm on your side. I'm a big Gruden fan. I think Gruden got shafted again. He lost him again. He built our team.
No.
So this is.
Oh, I'll hit that. You want to tee me up for that?
Say it again, Joey. I missed it.
No.
Gruden got shafted again. He built our team into another contender once again,
When?
and he gets shafted. I don't know. The team that he built just went to the playoffs. I mean,
How many games they win?
10.
No, how many games in the playoffs they win?
When they got screwed by the Bengals and the refs.
Here's your silver medal.
How'd they get screwed again? They get screwed again, Matty. Thank you.
You're right.
Let me ask you, Joe. Joe, let me ask you a quick question.
Whistle before a play and letting the play go for a touchdown.
So, Joe, let me ask you a question. When's the last time they lost a legitimate game?
All the time.
Because every loss you're talking about, they're getting fucked over by the refs. I'd love to know when the last time they went out in the field and actually got beat.
Every loss I'm talking about is an important game. That's what you're not getting. Games that don't matter, the NFL doesn't care.
Okay. That must be where I fucked up. The referees only care about the important.
Jeffy O says, anybody got a foil 10?
It's so easy to be the winning team, winning every year, saying, Oh, it's all fake. You don't know.
And it's so easy to blame everybody else when you lose.
They're so legit. That's like saying, "Oh, the government loves us and they want to protect us." Oh, like it's just like
This is cracking me up because we're doing this for like fun in 2022. But there was a good 3.5 years that me and Joey shared a room and shared a house, and I had to listen to this fucking shit
Still
5 hours a day. Every single
arguments.
I love it, dude. I love it when the spinning starts going, dude. I love it. Let's fucking go.
We had like a frat house basically. We had so many people come over, and every single person got the Joe Hector excuse machine for the Raiders.
No, dude.
I love it. This is when we were winning. This is
do you know what the greatest 6 days of us living together was? Is when you guys lost to Tampa Bay in the Super Bowl because you didn't fucking talk for 6 days.
Yeah. Can you do me a favor, Nick? For next week, since the Macho Man soundboard isn't working again, let's get a Joe Hector.
Yeah, is that working again?
All it's gonna do, every button you press, the refs.
That's actually really good.
That was good. I like that. I'll allow that.
Nah, Joe, but I mean, on the real talk though, there, like for football though, like
listen, in total reality, the Patriots. Like I said before, I give them a lot of credit. They're one of the most dominant franchises, not just in football, in all the sports. And I am a Belichick fan more than a Brady fan. And I love the guy. I think he's a phenomenal coach. I think he was a big reason for the Giants' success more than I think he.
Well, I got a good point after both you guys are done. I texted it to Nick earlier that I think I can get both your opinions on. I think you guys would like, or just please drop on. Well, no, I wanted Joe to finish.
No, that's it. I respect the Patriots, but they are not close to the brand that the Raiders are, and that's just my opinion. That's just my opinion.
Okay, well, as you guys were going back and forth, like I started to look at stuff, and I'm a huge NFL. I'm just a huge football fan in general, and you guys said the brand and the branding of each, right? So as we're looking at this, like. As you look at even say brand like fan bases, okay, maybe that's kind of what you guys might be looking at. Now, there are actually, and I've played with a lot of people who are two different brands of players. There's a tough sumbitch motherfucker. He's getting out there every day. He does not care about the branding, anything, the everyday, the college he plays for. My job is to do this during practice. My job is to hurt this sumbitch over here. We're going to move. Let's move. And then there's the branding person, this again, I say that tough. Again, I'm not insulting anybody on either side here, but then there's a smart player who goes, all right, my job is to do this, a skill. We're going to plan this. So then I think like what has happened now a lot over time is like the branding of the old again. And I'm a huge fan of like the 70s, 80s Raiders. I'm talking like, and you name names, dude. You're talking Lyle Alzado. I'm talking Howie Long, dude. I'm talking Ronnie Lott, motherfucker, cutting his finger out. You know what I mean? Like, I'm talking about
Joe Theismann, I'm going to kill you before the Super Bowl. Like,
right. But then I'm talking about Lawrence Taylor actually breaking his leg on fucking national television. That's how I roll. We'll talk about that over the greatest of all time. But like, there's different. I think there's what happens is, and it's like, and it's clear now more days. Like, there's like different ways of playing any game, right? There's like the physical game. Where it's like, all right, these guys are awesome because they're just jacking people up. And then there actually is, like, not that the Patriots don't do that, but they actually analyze everything. It's like, all right, this is the way our organization does things. Not that they're not tough at all, but it's like everything's technical. You're doing this, you're doing this, you're doing this. Our practices are this, but they're this technical that we're not taking damage here. And then there's other teams which are so respected, almost like the Raiders, and I think the Giants are going back to that. Steelers still do it.
Raiders,
it's like
Patriots are.
Yes, that's what I was kind of going for, right? Now, again, that's not that may be the way it is, the way it's perceived by the fans and stuff. But that's where it is. Like, it's like which isn't right or wrong, but it's like, all right, this is the tough, way of looking at it, and this is the smart way of looking at it. These guys are analytics, and these guys will break down every rule in the game. Not that Mike Tomlin can't. I'm talking about the Steelers now. Again, this is where like brings it back through like the organization here. Not that like people like that can't. Not that Raiders can't. The Raiders. I went Steelers and I went Raiders because they're looked at as the tough organizations. Like they don't have like a game plan. They're just going to come out and kick the shit out of you. That's the.
I think Philadelphia is in there too.
Yes. As like that, they're just going to come out and punch you. As like they're not. Yeah, like they're not the like. what they would call, what one would call now like a respected organization in the league or whatever, like,
Right.
historically, so to speak. So like the thing being there is, though, at the time that happened, that is what happened. Like that rule actually existed. Unfortunately, Bill Belichick knew it, and this is where I was gonna go back to you there, because you were saying like how Bill Belichick was so, big deal in the early '80s Giant stuff. He was, but he was taught. Bill Parcells held his little hand since 1978, and then actually they would get in fights on the sidelines, and that's when he left in '92, and then actually went to the Cleveland Browns. What happened with Cleveland, Matty?
They were going to be a playoff team. They were the number 1 seed at the point that
The Cleveland Browns?
Yes, at the point that the decision was made to move to Baltimore, they were in first place in the AFC.
He didn't have a losing record, and it was horrifically bad.
Right. But it turned around after they lost the fan base.
Right. So he wasn't right, but he wasn't this. And then when he went to the Patriots, obviously, then there was that whole thing. Then went down, and Bill gave him the Bill versus Bill stuff. You know that. Like, obviously, he is a great coach on his own. I think always would have been. So it has nothing to do with him early in the early '80s in the Giants. Yeah, he learned that, but he was always. If you look at that stuff, and that video is out there for free, Maddie and I have watched it a lot. The early '86 stuff, like you could see Belichick bringing the heat, and that he was really going to be a great coach and be this dominant thing there. And there's no doubt that, him getting that to the Patriots lineage made the Patriots great. And there's no doubt that John Gruden getting there and then kind of, it stopped there. So, I mean,
it all comes down to philosophy.
Correct. Well, that's where I was going with it. Is it the tough guy, like we're going to kick your ass type stuff, or is the analytical stuff? I believe, as Joe said earlier, is it analytical? Correct.
It's all philosophy and the analytical stuff. Belichick picks people up off the scrap pile from other teams. Vrabel, Ninkovich.
But they're tough. But they're tough too. But they're not. Yeah.
Yeah. It's a certain type of player. Belichick doesn't want to go out and spend $20 million.
This is where I was going with it. Yeah.
He'd rather spend $5 million each on 4.
Well, Matty, can I pause you there, because that was my point. Now, Al Davis, much as of respect and what he's done for the guy, gave Jamarcus Russell $70 million because he could throw the ball 70 yards from his thing, and all he did, he didn't open the playbook. Can you admit that?
You and I haven't watched as much.
Joe, can you admit he didn't open the playbook? They sent him a blank playbook.
I will tell you how bad it actually was. Kurt Morrison, the Raiders linebacker, went on Fox Sports, which I work for, and told a story about how they were in practice. Jamarcus was a rookie. The offensive coordinator at the time, Greg Olson, comes up and says, "Listen, I got a number of plays that I think you will be really good at. And I want you to just take this CD home, study the plays, and we'll go over this and the next day and show me what you got." Jamarcus is like, "Yeah, I got you, coach. I got you." So he takes the CD. Next day comes in, and Coach Olson's like, "Hey, so how did you go over everything? How did it look? Yada, yada." And Jamarcus is like, "Yeah, coach, I got it. Just give me the plays. I'm ready to rock. I can throw that ball 1,000 yards. Just give me that ball." And what happens? It was a blank CD. And that's when the Raiders staff knew that he was a bust. And this was the second practice of his rookie.
Do you want to know what I think? I think it really comes down to the refs. Like, the refs got in the middle of that and deleted the CD, and after he had watched it.
It was the first of many Jamarcus Russell interceptions.
First of all, that was amazing, because I was leading into that and did not know, sir, that you were around on that. But yeah, that was the word that got around. Homeboy didn't even watch it.
I'll tell you how bad it was during the Jamarcus Russell era of a year and a half. I've probably watched a total of 4 Raider games in a year and a half. That's how bad it was. I refused to watch them. I didn't watch football. You're a
guy like me that would watch every game no matter what the Giants talked. I'll watch them. You'll watch the Raiders no matter what. Okay.
No matter what. That's how bad it was, because the fans knew we had no chance. Like there was no shot of competing. Not. I mean, I'm not saying winning a game.
But like we'll at least put some points on the boards. We'll get a sack here.
Like, will we get a touchdown? Will we get a touchdown in this game? Like that's how bad it was, and it's sad. It really was sad.
And that's where my argument about philosophy comes in. Raiders want those flashy players. They want the Darius Hayward Bay who's going to go out and run 4-2, but's got tit for hands. They want the Henry Ruggs who's going to go out there and burn people. They want those flashy guys where Belichick likes good players.
Sir, I just got to cut you off real quick. Was the burn people?
Yes,
right now?
It was. Yes,
that was
yeah.
That was just mean, dude.
I gotta say,
he was on fire himself.
But that's a compliment as well, because the Raiders also did win 3 Super Bowls with that strategy. We went to the playoffs with that strategy last year, and I think with Josh McDaniels coming in, I think the Raiders are building with a little bit of.
Hey Matt, what do you know about Josh McDaniels?
Where did he come from?
This is what I'm trying to say. He's coming from the greatest organization that I said in sports, and I think what might happen is, you talk about philosophy. He comes in with that type of philosophy, and I think hybridizing it with what the Raiders do, which he's already doing. We just signed the best receiver in the NFL. Debatable, 1 to 3, and that's a flashy move. That's not a Patriot move. That's a Raiders move.
That's why I failed the first time.
And I'm just saying. I think, but I don't think this will fail.
The flashy move was drafting Tim Tebow.
Well, I'm just saying, but you can make fun of him for failing the first time, but so did Belichick. I mean, we can all, but he did.
But he didn't.
He didn't win.
If you look at where the direction of where that team was going.
What was their record?
His legs cut under. They were 6-2 at the point that the team decided to move to Baltimore.
No.
Cut
What was the record the year before?
I don't know.
You want me to pull it up?
Yeah, you don't know either, so go ahead and look it up.
No, I'm gonna pull it up.
He never knows anything, dude.
Because
It was the refs.
Well, I mean, 6-2. I'm just saying that's not the playoffs. That's not a Super Bowl. Josh McDaniels in Denver was 7-2. So,
No, Jesus on this side.
I'm just saying that. Listen, in the NFL, you're not always. I think getting a second chance is I think a good thing, and I think he's going to take that strategy.
Unless you're Colin Kaepernick.
Of the Patriot way. And he's going to install it in the Raider way. I'm excited to see it. Hey, listen, will it fail? I don't know, but I think it's a good. I think you guys can say but that's fine. When we win a Lombardi Trophy and I'm back on the show and just laughing the whole time, I'm just I'll just say, hey, I was here.
So in 9 months when we get back together,
I was here.
I'll be willing to hear all about how.
What are you knocking him up, or is he knocking you up when we see each other in 9 months? Oh, it's got to be around.
Let this pregnancy gestate.
I feel bad at this point. I don't know who's going to coach that rookie quarterback. I mean, you can't deny that Josh McDaniels was a big part of developmental and the skill of that offense. You can't deny that.
Joey, in your opinion, what's the greatest NFL team of all time?
Well, greatest or greatest franchise? There's a difference there.
Yeah, there is a difference.
Sure.
Teams
franchise.
One season, you know what I mean? Like
franchise, obviously. I'm waiting.
All time, including championship before Super Bowls, including that, I would have to say.
Whatever parameters you want to. It's your.
No, I know. I'm just trying to. I want to count it all. If we're going like all time, you got to count those as Super Bowls, right? I mean, let's face it.
What are you talking about? Like flag football in 1920?
I mean, listen.
No, before the. Are we counting AFL before the? Are we just going straight to NFL?
Since the Super Bowl era, how about that?
I gotta say, I always thought to myself, if the Patriots played the 49ers in their prime, would it even be close? And
you mean like Montana Rice 49ers?
Oh yeah, like in the prime, right? And then Brady in his prime with whoever was the receiver, whatever. I would have to go with San Francisco in their prime. was the greatest organization / team, I think, ever in the history of the NFL.
Their prime was what, 7 years?
I think their prime was 11.
Patriots prime was 20.
Uh-oh.
And Patriots aren't even Miami.
But you got to remember, though, when I look at – listen, this is where I look into – I'm looking into it as like a generational thing where maybe the Patriots will always be remembered generations and generations down the road as like Tom Brady, right? But when I look – I also like the whole – I'm a big story guy, right? And I like the whole Rice, Montana – just the stories that they had.
Name another one.
What, another player?
Sure.
I think those two in their primes. That was the greatest.
John Craig, John Rathman, Ronnie Lott.
Ronnie Lott, I'm not a fan of. But again, I know, and he was a Raider, too. I'm not a fan of him.
Yeah, he was a Raider later in his thing. He's the best safety of all time who cut his finger off to win a Super Bowl. You're not a fan of Ronnie Lott?
I had a buddy that went to a Raider game years and years and years ago. He's an older guy now, but he told me a story where he brought his son to the game. They were waiting in the tunnel, waiting for the players to come out. Ronnie Lott comes out, and his son's like 10. He's like, Ronnie, can I get your autograph? And he goes, yeah, you got $100? And the father looks at him. He's like, "Are you serious?" And he's like, "Yeah, I'm serious. You got $100?" And the father's like,
yeah. In my world, we call that.
At that point, I'm not disrespecting your friend, but I don't believe that story.
We call that the Lou Ferrigno.
I'm not saying that's not true, but I'm just saying I don't believe that because I've met Ronnie Lott, and he was a very nice guy.
This is a guy that has all these autographs of all these players, and. Something
maybe that's why though, because he knew he's like, hey, maybe you just want all these autographs and it's not for real for your son though.
They clocked him as
because I'll be that guy, dude. If I'm coming out, if I was that guy and I know it's not really for your son, you just want my autograph to hang up on a wall or sell, I'd say go fuck yourself. Yeah. I'm a guy that cut off my pinky to stay in the goddamn NFC title game. Yeah, Ronnie Lott did that. This one's gone.
Getting back.
What makes you more a man? Making a child happy or cutting your pinky off?
But is it really for his child? Or you just told me that he has a wall full of fucking signatures?
The kid was there, right? So, I mean...
Yeah, so...
He said it to the kid.
I'm not questioning anything real about it, dude. I got to back off because I don't know.
Hearsay's a motherfucker. I have a friend that had,
exactly, because stories can come about anybody, right?
Since when are NFL games decided by who's the better person? About the same amount of times it's decided by the referees.
No, I didn't say he wasn't a good player.
No. I said a good person. No, I said I met him once, and he was super nice to me. So again, it could have been a different thing.
Yeah. I'm not saying he was a bad player. I'm saying
no. I'm saying when I met him, he was a good person to me.
I wasn't a fan of.
Okay, no, his personality.
Joey has a 30-year grudge against a guy that he never met because some guy told him that.
No, that might have happened though, dude. If you're gonna, dude, because I have seen stuff like that happen, Nick. I swear to God, I don't.
What's that? What's that? Ronnie Lott
is on the other line? I will tell you a story.
Ronnie, what do you have to say about this, Ronnie?
I'll tell you a story right now. Actually, it's a great person that I had to defend. Actually, was Philippi Sparks.
Who the fuck?
Who the fuck is that? Former defensive end, former cornerback for the New York Giants. Remember because where we live, Nick, the Giants, practiced every all their summer camp was at. SUNY Albany, and then we all played football there, and Fitz was a coach there. So, wow, we met all of them a lot. So, Philippi Sparks was actually walking back through, and one of my little cousins was small at the time, Keith. And somebody had said that he was Philippi was a kind of a dick to him earlier. But this guy was driving through, as we're walking by, and he's walking in a white Benz. I'm not a car guy, so I couldn't tell you. It could have been a BMW. I don't know. But I'm walking with.
It was definitely German.
Yeah, it was definitely German, put it that way. And I'm walking with my little cousin Keith, and he's wearing Philippi Sparks jersey, 22. And dude stops, gets out of his car, walks around saying, "Hey, little man, you want a jersey?" So you see this stuff. So it's that's where I'm hesitant on both sides. You know what I mean? It's just that it's the person.
I've met a lot of. Listen, I work for Fox Sports.
Well, yeah. I know that's what Nick said. You know people. So some people are dicks. It's the person, right?
Exactly, and that's why. Listen, great player. I just don't care.
Yeah. See, that's where I get that, and I get that a lot. Like again, it's like, dude, this person's a great player, but he's a cocksucker as a person. Like, I don't want to hang out with this person ever.
Right.
Well, you're
What's
getting
the
that
field.
And that's human. That's
Yeah.
Every team, every locker room.
But you could have just hit him on a bad day too. Like
Bad day.
That's a lot. The one thing that like Johnny and Joe share is like that. Like you have to respect people, and if you don't respect people, like you're putting your bad list. And I've seen it with both you guys. I think Matt's a little more like me, where it's like, whatever. We don't think about it, but it'll bother you guys for fucking 20 years.
Oh yeah.
If someone says one bad thing, like fuck that guy.
I'm going through my list now. Like, oh, I was a dick. Like, so I'm admitting my part, but yeah. But no, now still though, it's like, guys, I was actually trying to be nice there, and then it's like, oh man, I was just really being nice there, dude. Why are you being mean to me?
That happens with me because I go to a lot of comedy shows.
Oh, you are first of all, you're the craziest person out of the 4 people in this group. You son of a bitch.
I do some dumb shit.
Oh, by the way, Joey, I will be down there in 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we'll go fishing. I'll take you.
So
we're going out.
I don't think Matt knows this. What Joe does is he runs.
Yeah, let's bring this. Yeah, promote. Let's do all this shit.
We'll bring
let's
it
go.
back circle.
Bring it up.
And then I gotta go, guys. I'm going past my little girl. I gotta.
Oh yes, please. Hey, brother. Hey, family first, dude.
Yeah. All right, let's go. So where are we going? So extreme, right, Nick?
Oh yeah. So Joey runs what's called the Extreme Kayak Fishing Tournament. It's about 10 or 11 years old at this point.
Yeah, 11.
He does 4 of them a year, and these motherfuckers go out on ocean kayaks. No motors are allowed, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think you're not allowed to have motors, so you gotta paddle out or whatever.
Ooh, I would be scared, Maddie, but you know what? We're going.
And they catch like 50. And what's the biggest fish that was ever caught at a tournament? And then you can fuck off.
71-pound wahoo.
70 what?
71 pounds.
The
71,
biggest,
bro.
71 on a kayak.
You don't remember that picture? Get it up.
Yeah.
I got it somewhere.
So I bet you. Oh, we're gonna be talking about this, Maddie. I will explain this to you. Do you understand how, like, dude, I'm in, but I'm not in? Because it's like, I'm a tough guy, like on standard ground, but holy shit, this guy's saying, I'm like, how are you holding this? And I'm like, Joe's like down there. He's like, well, I got it over here, and there's some bit, dude. It's like wrestling a couch, but it's moving. It's some intense shit, Maddie.
You'll be all right, John. If I can walk Sicky Nicks through the NFL draft, you can handle a fishing trip.
Sure, I don't think you understand that. Oh yeah, that's real. These 2 jagoffs are going to the draft.
Oh, you guys are lucky.
I am gonna be so bored.
I just said no. I said I'm flying down to season. I was like, dude, I'm not out there to spend your guys' money. What do you got? What, you rich?
Are you going to do a podcast from there? You got to, right?
Oh,
I mean, I don't see why we couldn't. We just put it on the laptop.
Did you just fucking throw like a dart at me like I gotta go? I ain't flying to Vegas. You gotta fuck yourself. You guys are the rich ones. Y'all are rich, not me.
I'm not rich. I'm taking my. This is what I said to Matt: is they're giving me money for my car that was destroyed. So in order to make me happier, I'm gonna take a portion of it and I'm gonna gamble guilt-free with it because it was the worst.
I shall not be there in this investment, sir.
That's okay. But in Vegas, dude, what do you think? I'm gonna fucking go to Vegas? If the only reason I wanted to go is to drink with Matt because he's fun, and I wanted to see Carrot Top, and Carrot Top's not fucking playing. So now I got to go to the NFL draft. So I'm gonna gamble.
You talk casino, right? The house never loses.
Yeah, dude, I ain't. That's what I said. I want no part of this, brother.
Let me hold on a second. Do you know I won $7,000 at the casino like 2 months ago on a slot machine?
Anybody want to handle this? Anybody want to handle this?
I'll send you the picture.
Really?
Yeah. I was talking to the waitress.
Does anybody want to handle this?
So this is what I do at the Hard Rock here is I take like $200 and if I have appointments out that way because I don't live too far from it, and I go into the high stakes slot room because that's the only place in the whole casino where you drink for free. And Jamesons are like $12, $13. Beers are like $10. So I go in there. As soon as I see the waitress, I hit
You've already lost me, dude. Game's over.
Well, it's good.
Strategy's over.
Maddie, can you get me Derek Carr's autograph, please?
I can try. I just got to be careful with his accuracy. It might hit my forearm.
Oh, dude, I'm telling you, brother. I told you, man. He's an assassin. He's gonna have you ready, Joe. Joe, we gotta have you back on all the time because he is not gonna fucking.
Yeah, but you know what though? I can feel Matty. I think he's got a good heart. I think he's a sweetheart. So
this is all a good
kind of guy. Matty's the kind of guy that'll say that, and then all of a sudden I'll open my mailbox and there'll be like a bow with a Raider helmet with Derek Carr signed on it saying,
like I said, this is all good things.
Yeah. No, let me tell you exactly what's going to happen. Is we're going to be at the draft. I'm not going to know who any of these motherfuckers are.
You guys don't even know what the hours the draft are. Stop talking.
12 to 9 every day.
They're going to be there. They're going to be there.
Draft is in 12 to 9 every day. Stop talking. You don't even know the draft.
In Vegas.
But this is what I'm saying. Is I don't know who any of these people are. Matt's going to be, holy shit. I'm going to be half a bottle of Jameson deep. And he's going to be, holy shit, that's Derek Carr. And I'm going to take off my Chiefs hat. I'm going to walk up and be like,
why would Derek Carr be at, why Derek Carr will be at the draft and why you would be able to get close to him?
He'll be there.
I can do whatever the fuck I want, John. I have the balls. Johnny Balls, because I'll do it. If I see
who's going to be there 100%, Charles Woodson. He's going to announce the
yes, you guys get me. Yes, you guys get a picture with Charles Woodson. That I'll take.
You got to get his autograph.
Michigan man. I'll take that.
Well, I mean, Joe, do you have $100?
He's charging you for it, bro. Look at him. The guy that's all blowing. You got $100 for me to do that?
I'll tell you exactly what's going to happen. Is Matt's going to see one of these guys, and I'll be the one that walks up and be like, "Hey, I got my friend's. He's mentally retarded, and he really loves the Raiders."
Whoa.
And I don't want to pull that card.
No, see, you would need me there to pull that up. And I was going,
you're a little more.
I'll pull that off, brother. Dude, I'm about 6'2". I'm walking like 315 right now. I mean, they'll get me that autograph.
John on Jägermeister is the whole thing. All right, Joey. Why don't you come back in a couple weeks? John will be here. Me and John will do it live from here, and you could be here, you could be there, and we'll
Why don't you guys try to do one from Vegas? I would love to be on that one. That'll be sick.
Yeah, you guys are in Vegas for a week, aren't you?
Yeah,
you could probably set that up technically with
just take our laptops.
Yeah, it should be fine.
Literally, that's all you have to do. Laptop.
Yeah. Laptops or phones. It all runs off of
yeah,
Chrome.
all our CEOs worked from there for the entire week. Just going.
That'd be a sick show. I mean,
am I staying with you guys if I go? I ain't paying for a room.
Yeah, you'll have the sofa and the room in between.
But I don't got to pay for a room?
Yeah, it's all
Matt, tell Joey what the deal was that you got.
Whoa,
this is why we're going.
Right. No. So I was talking with. I got
to pay for a flight.
Yeah, I was at this manager conference for this. The last 3 days, and I'm getting ready to take over. A big promotion. So I was talking. I would to some of the other managers in the group saying I would love to just have a week off in between ending this before I start the next one. And my big boss says, "Fine, take it." So they started asking where I want to go. I said, I'd love to go out to Vegas. Just, go out to Vegas, do nothing for a week, do whatever the fuck I want. And one of the ladies chimes in and says, I'm going to be in Vegas for that same week. And I have a comped 2-room suite that I'm not going to use. Why don't you take it?
Are you kidding?
Yep.
$300 a night in the middle of the strip, dude.
So we got
basically a 2-bedroom apartment.
Yeah. So we got 3 nights of a 2-room suite that we don't have to pay for. Now, the problem is we would have to check out on the 28th, and we would have nowhere to stay for that night of the 28th when the first round is. Yeah. So I just booked a separate room. So, I'm only paying for 1 night in Vegas.
Right.
Yeah.
And we'll do the whole thing.
Wow. That's all.
And that's when? April? A month from now, essentially?
We fly in on the April 25th.
Okay, yeah, I can try to figure that out.
Yeah, because we'll have, like I said, we'll have 2 queens for that last night, so we can probably throw you in, I don't know, but during the suite, no problem.
So this is going on till midnight, right?
Yes.
What is?
That's midnight East Coast time. It's only 9 o'clock.
No, I'm talking about this podcast.
Oh,
sure. Well, Joey's gone, but we can swing it here.
But
yeah. So
you sons of bitches.
Wow.
That'll be a great show.
Yeah, I can't wait.
We'll do it
unbelievable motherfuckers.
I wonder
would there be at midnight?
You think you guys would be able to do it like there?
At the draft will probably be a problem.
Yeah.
Just because there's going to be a million people there.
Yeah.
Hmm.
We'll figure. If anything, what happens when I go to random cities is I'm always like, I'm the opposite of how I am here. I'm like usually very happy and bubbly, and I talk to everybody and da 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 da. So I'm sure there'll be some kind of weird opportunity where we meet somebody and we're like, you're gonna be on our podcast, and it'll be someone. I guarantee you something dumb will happen like that. It's just how it's usually how, like, everywhere I've gone last year. I sit on the street or I'll go up to in a bar and I'll play guitar on the stage in front of people or something. I just don't care because it's like no one's ever gonna see it in the middle of nowhere. So
you're gonna love Fremont Street.
We're gonna have fun.
That's gonna be cool.
Yeah. All right, Joey. Get
All
out
right.
of here.
I gotta
Joey,
go.
thanks for coming around. That was fun.
Matty Ice. See you later, buddy.
All right. Take care.
And, hey, I appreciate that Derek Carr helmet, man.
Yeah.
All right. I'll see you guys later.
Take it easy.
How do I close this thing? Oh, here we go.
Dun dun dun. Joe Hector. Yeah, I'm telling you, he's the most annoying Raiders fan on the planet because of all those reasons that he just showed you.
Yeah, those referees kill me.
I don't know what happened to John. Maybe he went to the bathroom.
Yeah, it could be.
But yeah, all right. So we're an hour and a half in here. Let's keep rocking and rolling. Yeah. 5-minute break.
Yeah.
Bathroom break.
All right.
Put up the screen here. I can tell you to everybody out there. Oh wait, how do I do this? Guess who's back? Back again. Quick mid-show break. This is what happens when you're live. You gotta sometimes hit the head.
So let's shift to Vegas a little bit. What are you playing?
Vegas. I don't know. I've never been there, dude. Like, I don't know. When you're like in your early 20s, everyone used to go there for like bachelor parties and kind of crazy stuff like that. But I have no idea. I don't really know what to do. I mean,
Blackjack's the same game no matter where you are.
this is true. I like that they, you can play craps and roulette there, which you can't play here.
Right.
So I'd like to learn how to do that. Craps anyway.
Yeah, I
That'd
have
be
no
fun.
idea how to play that.
Yeah, well, I'll download an app and figure it out.
Yeah.
I know when I went to Jersey, to Atlantic City for Matt Ross's bachelor party, I was playing craps a little bit, and I was doing well, but we all had to go somewhere for his thing, like some strip club or something. So I had to leave, but I was having fun. I mean, you just throw the dice, and if you win, you win. It's kind of no brainer. It's just one of those things where everyone says more than 2 days in Vegas, and you're kind of like, ugh. So I think we're doing 4 technically, right? So
I guess if you want to count the first night, but the draft days we're going to be busy with all that other stuff.
yeah, that's true. Just walking around. I don't know. See what kind of shows are going on.
I'm sure we'll end. I mean, they've got a Laugh Factory and a Comedy Cellar out there. I'm sure we'll end up in there.
Oh yeah. Okay. Johnny should be back in a minute.
Maybe mixing a David Copperfield show. Who knows?
He's still doing shit?
Yeah, he's still out there. He's got a full-time residency.
Oh my god. Yeah, we got to see who has residencies out there.
Yeah, I was looking earlier. It didn't look like a whole lot. I mean, we could go to the Whitney Houston hologram show.
Yes. I might go on my own while you're at the draft.
Yeah. There's a few. I think Eddie Griffin's got a show. I'm not a huge fan of his personally, but
wow.
John Legend is playing. He's got a residency out there.
Does he really?
Yeah.
I've seen him like 5 times.
Yep.
He's one I've been going to for years. A little romantic for me and you, but
yeah.
Maybe don't they have like
Jameson in? Who knows?
What's that?
Enough Jameson in. Who knows?
I never know. Don't they have like Queen shows and stuff like that? Or
Yeah. But
AC/DC?
like I was saying, you're gonna love Fremont Street. That's where you've got your bars with your live music and stuff like that. That's where I think most of the nights will be when we don't feel like gambling.
Yes. Let's see what's on there. I wonder if John's. They have a bar crawl on Groupon. That's funny.
I'd like to avoid Groupon if we can.
Right?
We're talking about wearing suits one night. I don't think we need to be coupon clipping.
Yeah, that'd be funny, wouldn't it?
I have this coupon.
I got a coupon. Let's see that there's a live music lineup. Each and every night, starting at 6 on Fremont. Free live music.
You can just go from stop to stop there.
Yeah, it sounds like a little New Orleans-ish kind of.
Yeah, probably. Haven't been there, but I would imagine so. Just the food's probably not as good.
Oh, they have a Fremont Street stage. I guess it's outside.
Yeah.
Very cool. Oh yeah, look at that.
And then if you're feeling like it, you can go to the old Vegas Museum where they've got all the neon and stuff from the casinos back in the 50s and 60s when the mob ran everything.
Hell yeah. Yeah, I'm down with that.
We'll be all about that.
That's right. I'm down with all of that kind of stuff. Let's see. Let's see. Upcoming events. All right. Is Johnny coming back? Where's he at?
Who knows? Give me a chance to refresh my beer. That's all I care about.
Yeah, that's what I did. I just went and I'm gunning him like I always do. Running and gunning. All right, let's see. That was good. We got to get Joey back on in a couple weeks.
Yeah, like I said, anybody watching that was all in good fun. Things get animated, but it's all fun.
Hell yeah. Let's see who we got in the comments here.
It just goes to show when you got nothing to stand on, you turn to conspiracy theories.
Yeah, I kind of wanted to get his take on the slap heard around the world because he thinks everything's a gimmick.
Yeah, that would have been right.
So Johnny's back. Welcome back.
I had to piss, bro. I told
you. Hey, all right. What is our next topic of discussion, Mr.
Well, since you brought it up, the slap heard around the world is kind of the hot topic right now.
Yeah.
We're rolling on Willie here. All right.
Yeah, Big Willie style all in it.
Yeah, let's dump a couple minutes into this and then rock.
No, yeah, we can roll with that. Yeah, all right. In my opinion, I don't know what you guys have said so far.
Nothing.
But okay. All right. So in that situation, it kind of gets in a weird thing, right? So Will is already, as the world sees him as cucked, or whatever anybody thinks there. So he's kind of in a fucked up situation there, to where like if somebody says something he can't do, he's supposed to do something, but he can't because of whatever this relationship he has with his wife. Correct? Now, that's not the biggest issue here, right? So he gets up and he walks about. If you see from the other angle, he only walks about 7 feet. He walks about a little bit of stage, but also only about 7 feet to Chris Rock. Now, here's the thing: that guy is a lot larger than Chris Rock. He is, but he's also just so in that situation. Yes, he's boxed to learn Muhammad Ali and stuff like that. Okay. But Chris Rock is doing his job at that point, okay? He's like, expect whatever this could become a bit, could become whatever. So he takes a slap, very good, from fucking Will Smith. I mean, he took a hit, like almost Pat McAfee took a hit from, I'm just saying, Austin Theory. That could look real too. But no, this one I think is real. You don't do that. You don't yell in the Oscars, that stuff. But here's what I don't think anybody, if I've heard it, maybe I'm wrong if I missed it, Chris Rock's reaction. So what would anybody expect Chris Rock to do? Hold on, because I've heard there's a lot of people claiming that like they're either tough or they would do this or they would do this. Okay, you might be tough, but you're not in front of the world at the Oscars. You might do this. So if you're presenting that and you get slapped in the face, what do you do? So in that moment right there, this is what I would love people to like respond to. Fucking anybody looking at it, and I'll throw it online. Fucking put this up as a question. What would you like him to do? Okay, Chris Rock. So I think it was super real. I think that, in that moment, Will got a little cucked up and just went up and hit him. So at that point, Chris Rock, very professional, but then went right back to comic mode, right? But what would he have done? So everybody thinks that, like, this is what I would have done if I was Chris Rock. This is what I would have done. This is what I would have done. Now, first of all, he's one of, if not the most highest paid comedians of all time, correct? What's he supposed to do in that moment live at the Oscars across the world? Would they want him to, no, I'm talking about just like the people. Obviously, the Oscars don't want him to do shit. The people want him to, like, as Will Smith is just walking it makes it look like a long way. If you looked at the other angle, literally, he walked up about 3 steps, walk, hit him. So is Chris Rock supposed to, like, chase him down and tackle him into what's that area called? I can't really say it correctly.
Orchestra pit.
No, the orchestra pit, but what's it really called? No, the orchestra pit, but it's called like something fancy word. But yes, what's he supposed to do? Just tackle him into that, and then we get into a brawl? Like, what is Chris Rock's reaction supposed to be? The best of all time is what it was, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, you know what I mean? Like, that's where he's supposed to come from. Will Smith's reaction is a pussy. Am I sideways here?
Yeah, you gotta tilt your camera a little.
Yeah, what the hell's going on? Like, the fuck's going on? My fucking dogs are jumping up. We had a bit of a
It's all good.
Issue here. Yeah, trust me.
Why don't you respond to that?
There we
Well, that's the big problem with people saying, "Oh, I would have done this, and I would have done it." You might have shit your pants in that moment. You have absolutely no idea.
I would shit my pants.
You have absolutely no idea what you would have done. You see Will Smith walking towards you. I can guarantee you the last thing Chris Rock had in his mind is this guy's
going to hit me.
Yeah. You're in shock.
I'd have been defenseless, dude.
Right.
Anybody would have been defenseless.
You're so in shock. Like, did that just fucking happen?
Well, that's the whole point, right, though, Matty? What you just brought up, right? This is why, like, people are like, why didn't Chris Rock do this? Because, dude, he's a comic anybody. I don't care if it's a comic. I don't care if it's a person standing on that stage who is brought out in this tuxedo, wearing these shoes. They're never in their life. This is 0% outside of one of the greatest movies of all time, The Bodyguard. Shout out Kevin Costner. That a person would
Whitney?
be. Yeah, no.
He calls out Kevin Costner, not Whitney.
Fuck you. No. And he saves her ass, is what I'm saying. He's like, there's never, unless something like that's happening, you're never in danger of someone in that front row walking up and punching you. ever.
Well, I was kind of hoping we got into it with Joe because I was going to be like, well, obviously Will Smith paid off the refs at the Oscars because they didn't call shit.
Well, they called it after the play,
Right.
and
Yeah,
then like,
flag
well,
after
that's
the play.
well, the whole thing there being like, so it was like, yeah, you already let this go, and then you're like, hey, we need to ask you to leave. It's like, well, no, there's not an ask you to leave. It's, hey, you got to get the fuck out of here. Like in any situations we've ever been in, if I walk up to somebody and just deck them, and they say, we know that person. This is a very respected place. Do you want to leave? It's like, no, get me another beer.
Yeah,
until you physically.
Imagine if we were out at a bar and you're singing karaoke, someone singing karaoke. You go up and you smack them while they're doing karaoke, and then the guy, what the fuck? He's in the middle of
and then they give the guy that hit him the award for best karaoke. What are we doing?
And then, you're in the middle of singing "Don't Stop Believing" terribly, and you get smacked. You're like, what the what? And then the next person up, the karaoke guy's like, and now come here to the stage, blah 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 blah. You're up. Like,
not only that, you won.
Right. Yeah, and you win. Look, here's your $1,000.
Yeah, you're gonna be in shock, and then that fight or flight response is gonna take over. And I would argue that for some comedians, that fight response might be a joke, which is where he took it.
Which is where we take it as to the Tom Segura shit from McAfee, and he gonna bite your nose off. Did you see this, Nick?
Yeah, I saw that.
Oh my God, Nick, dude, Segura, dude, he's been ripping her and him days straight on Twitter.
I saw.
Was that McAfee? Dude, well, the thing is, he's selling out like Madison Square Garden or something like close to that. Like he doesn't give a fuck about these people anymore. Like he's like, yeah, he's like this. He's like, no, these people are scumbags. She's this. He's a cuck. Literally on McAfee's show, he's going. He's watching her get fucked by other people while he's walking down like the streets of New York City. I love it though, because it's like pointing out what it is, dude. If you're that tough guy that's slapping people, slap Tom Segura, slap Joe Rogan, fucking slap me.
I just think it's like, it's one thing if like they were next to each other, but like you said, even though it was 7-10 feet or whatever, he still had to walk up distance. So it's like almost premeditated at that point. It's not like they're like next to each other.
No, it is premeditated. Well, the question is is that did he really know? Because there's the other side view now of like when Jada like kind of hit him like this and is laughing like in the side pose.
Right.
Did he really know what he was gonna do when he was like 3, 4? Like, did he have an idea? Like, was he gonna come up and just fucking cross him like with a real punch, or was he gonna hit him? I think this dude is the great entertainer. He could be the biggest pussy of all time.
You know what? I made this
Philly. That South Philly bullshit's gone.
Yeah. I mean,
that's out the world. That's gone.
Right, but what I'm saying is, it's, he's going up, he's smacking this dude for making a joke, which is literally what he's paid to do.
Right, it's not even that funny of a joke. I mean, I don't understand.
It wasn't even that insulting. Like she's shaved her head 100 times over the last 20 years. Like,
right.
She does it. Oh, and she has alopecia. So what? Who gives a fuck? I'm bald too.
Dude, I know 2 people. Dude, 2 people in my company have alopecia, and they're like, dude, that was hilarious.
Right.
I didn't know the guy had it. Sometimes I won't mention other days, but some people have it too. Yeah, it's stress. It's when your comes. That's just something they have, and you're choosing to do this. But it's like, dude, it's something that built up for them from the last one when he took shots, dude. And Will Smith has been building up, and he didn't have. All right, well, he's like, well, this person said this. Shit, he fucked me up. He fucked me up, and it was at the right time where it's like, fuck Chris Rock up. Well, I realized Rock just went kush.
Yeah, right. But I mean, that's like if fucking Shaq came up to me and slapped me. Like he's like a foot taller than me and 100 pounds heavier. Like,
well, that's what I'm saying. This isn't even fair, right? Yeah, and it's also not even that though, because of the environment, sir. This isn't because again, I've been training for like 12 years now. You've been training a long time. Like, anytime we put ourselves in a place where I'm not expecting any of that,
right? I'm
not expecting to, like, if I get like when you get on stage, when you did. Like as a comic, when you did, there was never a thought that you would be assaulted, right? Wasn't your thing. Even when you just obviously you might have been like, obviously whatever you're doing at the time, but there's never. This is your job to be the entertainer up here. There's bouncers down here do this. Like Bon Jovi, whoever, XYZ up there as the entertainer should never be worried to be insulted or assaulted.
Right.
And insulted maybe if you're a comedian, and then security deals with that. But this fucker had free range because of who he was, walked up there and whacked him in the face. It's like, dude, that's a Hollywood elitist bullshit.
Yeah.
Just like Segura went with when, like, if you're in Hollywood and a person pulls up next to his thing, this is what he used on McAfee, and the person pulls up next to a thing and they just get double park it and go into like a fucking parking lot, or like even just like what we would call a price chopper. And the people are like, what are you doing? You can't park there. Like, well, there's no other spots.
Right.
It's like, yeah, fuck face. Go find another spot.
Walk your happy ass to the.
Yeah, that's not how these people roll, though. And, dude, I can't even imagine what, like, the marriage, because I actually started following it a little bit ago, just for my own fucking thing of watching Will Smith mindset. How could you guys deal with that? Relationship wise.
I mean, he's been with her 20 years and they have an open relationship. Like, they talk.
No, Nicholas. No. Pause there, sir.
I mean, I'm not up on all the celebrity gossip, so you guys.
They got married in 1997, sir. Marriage in 1997 after Tupac died in 96.
Right.
Sir, they were married. They're, I believe, what they call it, Matt? I believe it's called the equivalence of truth, or whatever the fuck they're calling it. Didn't happen until like the late 2000s.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Well, I don't know. Go ahead, Matt.
It ain't me to judge, but Matthew, please.
Yeah, I mean, it's that whole Monday morning quarterbacking thing. You know, you can't tell how you're going to react in a situation. It's impossible. There's no ways to say, you know, if this had happened, I would have done this. It just doesn't work out that way. You know, I think he handled it great. You know, if he went out and tackled Will Smith, we would be talking about both of them right now.
Exactly. He can't just dive off the stage, right?
Exactly. He came out, you know, smelling like roses from this whole thing. Plus, he's got a hell of a fucking chin.
And I guess he had his. And his first night in Boston was last night, and word is he didn't. People like the fucking media's all over him right now, which is obviously gonna happen. But I guess his bit, they said, didn't mention anything about that. And like, dude, he's getting swarmed by reporters, and he said like he's still trying to process it.
He shouldn't have to. He's the one that got fucking hit.
Thank you.
The other guy.
This, as a person who like does violence like every morning, like this. It's like, but then goes to a place where like I have to like walk in, like I have to like Patrick brings me. We go to jiu-jitsu together at 6:00. I walk in wearing this thing, fucking with a big ass bag full of geese, fucking still sweating, dude. Have to go into their shower, like through our fucking office at like 8 as these people are fucking, you know, standing there. Come back out. It's like, no, dude, it's like we choose violence, but it's like this is what can happen right there. But what bothers me about it is the fucking it was an Instagram or something about it was an Instagram before, or maybe it was a picture that he and Jada put up. It says we looked like this but chose chaos. That's real.
See that.
That's real. They were doing like some kind of stupid pictures, and it says we dressed up like this but chose chaos. And I'm pretty sure that it's before the slap. I could be wrong, but generally I'm right about these things, sir. But look at that. It's like they're standing like and they're taking different pictures. It's on Will Smith's Instagram.
Yeah.
Now the timestamp I don't know, but like it says we woke up and chose chaos.
Yeah, I saw that post too. I for one thought it was absolutely real, just because. And I said this the other night on this week when I was on someone else's show. It's like
that's a tough tackle, brother.
That's right. And it was a good conversation about it too, because
bring it.
It's like, first of all, who the fuck do you think you are? One, by the way.
Well,
but I thought it was
the entire time. But go ahead.
Right. Let me finish. I thought it was real because, like I was explaining, I've been behind a bar, you know, a good 12 years of my life, you know, all my 20s, early 30s. Oh. And I've seen enough people, and I've actually been and you guys know this about me, I run my mouth. Like I talk shit like as jokes and I bust people's balls.
No, but you're a very good defender of like, You can read people towards like, all right, I'm hopping in there.
This is my point. Is
Yep. You are very good at that.
I'll be joking around, and as soon as I kind of feel the vibe change where someone's taking it seriously, I completely 180, and now all of a sudden they're my friends. And I've worked behind a bar enough where I've seen a lot of people take jokes and ball busting too far, where someone gets pissed off. And usually, and I've been guilty of this too, is if I offend somebody so much, I'm like, oh, my bad. Like, you know, I was just kidding, and I'll change the tempo. That's kind of like you can tell Chris Rock did not expect it. You know, even when he did that, even when Smith was walking up, he called him Richard. He called him like King Richard.
Yeah, he's like, dude, he's like, what's up? Like,
I think Richard. Like, what? Like, he's what? And then after he smacked him, you saw him scrambling to kind of figure out what to say.
I think we all know, knowing as comedians as we do, when he did that hesitant and went, oh, he was ready. Wrote like 100. That could have destroyed the whole academy, destroyed Rich, destroyed Will. You know, he was ready to just blitzkrieg. And he goes, yeah. Anyway.
Well, he was like processing what happened. Even if you watch after Questlove got the Oscar, he's like standing back there and he's handing the Oscar.
Well, I'm just saying he was ready to he could have ripped them apart if he wanted to. He would have destroyed everybody.
That's fine. But what I'm saying is like he's sitting back there and he's kind of looking at the floor like you can tell like he doesn't. He's like, what am I supposed to do?
But he shouldn't have to do that because he's an artist. He's a great artist.
You're right. I mean, to be fair, Ricky Gervais had burned so many people in Hollywood.
Ricky Gervais
100 times.
Okay, yeah, and he's very good at what he fucking does.
1,000 times worse.
And he got hit. No, he got banned for it too.
No, he didn't. He that was his last year. He said he's not going to do it again, so he went all out. He didn't want to do it anymore. The Golden Globes, right?
Because of the way that they were doing it, Nick. That's why he said it. It says the way they were doing it. This is why I'm doing it. He said, "Hey, fuck you." Now here, yes, this is correct. Differently, how this like Chris Rock. This is why it's again. To me, this is why it is totally different from that situation or any situation. Only because, as Matt, I don't think you've. No offense, you don't actually haven't hit anybody a lot or been in like physical altercations. Like consistently. No, just saying consistently. Nick, you've been in some. Nick, you've been in some and trained for him, and I've been in some and trained for a lot of them. Anyway, like that situation right there is like a safe situation. Like when you're on the stage there, like you are never expected to get hit by the people that you're supposed to be safe. Like in that whatever 17. It's like being at dude. You're right. This is how I look at that. This is how I explained it to a person the other day at my job. It's like, all right, I'm at my desk right here. You're at your desk right there. We are 15 feet away. If you get up and hit me with your monitor, it's the same exact thing. We are both here at our jobs. I am being paid to do this. You are nominated, but you're also being paid to do here. Did you see what they get paid to be there, Nick? With each gift bag?
No.
Oh, please, can you Google that and bring it up real quick? Yeah. Dude, it was on McAfee's show. Dude, it's over. Each person now owns a piece of land in Scotland.
I mean,
dude, it's amazing. Dude, they have fucking like. No, it was a breakdown on McAfee. Like I was getting off cardio, and I was getting so mad this morning before I had to go to Jets. I was actually getting angry. Like, it's over $200,000 for each person that attended them.
Oh wait, hold on. Here we go.
Yep.
It says,
and then they get the injections, and then it's like share your screen.
It says Oscars $100,000.
Share your screen. Share your screen. Share your screen.
All right.
Dude, it's fucking amazing, man. I was like, what the fuck?
Did Derek Jeter start doing fucking parties now? Like he's a
dude. And then it says plus $100,000. I'm like, what the fuck? Now this is each member of a person invited in there.
Hold on.
It said like you get $25,000 to some crazy doctor. Yes, is that the one?
Well, it's one of them. I don't know, dude. But let's see what it says.
That ain't it.
It says.
Yeah, so that's what you get.
You got part of a castle.
Yeah, so each one of them gets that. Yeah, there's a whole like breakdown. Like outside of this, there's one like lyrical breakdown, but yeah.
Okay, free body enhancement.
I'd had to send it to you. Yeah, so both of them get that.
$10K
so that each of
plot of land in Scotland. Let's see.
Yeah, so each of them gets now are defined as Lord, and yeah, I gotta find it on fucking McAfee's thing. It's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is, man. They're all
No,
stupid,
it's insane shit, dude.
I'm gonna
Which
keep
is
looking. Keep talking.
which is what it brings back to, is that like, dude, if I like you just said, if we were at a local place here, and we were at the Watervliet Elks, and you were presenting, right, and you're talking, and I got up from the front row and just cleaned you and like slapped you from there, I'm going to jail, right?
Most likely. $65,000.
Well, then what's it? It's the yeah. There you go. Next, yes, he's listening.
Treatments and
It's a-
procedures.
To the yes, treatments and procedures. Correct. Yes, he's listening. Yeah, it's amazing. That's each guest, bro.
Every nominee. That's wild.
That yeah, plus everything they get that night.
Whatever. They're all a bunch of douchebags.
Yeah, they are. But anyway,
So-
do we think it was real? Yes, we think it was real.
I think it was real. Like I said, I've seen enough people have that reaction when someone does, like, even not even necessarily take it to slapping them, but when someone gets angry and gets in their face, it's like
Yeah.
your reaction is usually like, "Oh, my bad. I didn't."
Well,
I was
honestly,
just fucking around.
I would hesitate if I caught that one real quick out of nowhere. Like I'd be like, "You just gotta slap me."
Yeah, I mean, I've done that.
Yeah,
Did you
fucking
just hit me?
ass.
Did you just hit me because?
Like, I think we've done that together. And this guy's fucking like, and then
He
it was
just
like
hit me.
apologizing and be like, "Oh, no, he didn't mean to do that." Like, this guy's hit me in the face.
I mean,
no,
he did mean to do it because he fucking walked all the way up there and cocked back and smacked him.
He had plenty of time to turn around.
It
Well,
wasn't
that's the whole
reactionary.
discussion, right? Well, I said like that, and then as it breaks down the thing there, he didn't. It's not that long of a thing he walked through. He walked literally 1, 2, 3, 4. Ka.
But
So
still,
now he had no, but again, so that was planned, obviously. So what was Rock's reaction supposed to be? I think we already established that he took it the best he could. What's he supposed to fucking follow this? Like shoot the this may not working. Shoot the single leg down the fucking Will Smith and take his back and start fucking grappling? Like what's he supposed to do through the fucking orchestra area? Like what are we supposed to do? He handled the best he could.
Yeah, I mean, I think he reacted perfectly.
Oh,
To be
yeah.
honest with you, but I mean, who would think fucking Will Smith of all people? It's not like he was talking
Because
shit to, like,
he
Snoop
loves
Dogg.
watching or hearing about his wife getting fucked by other men. That kind of person, Nick. I don't know them, I don't think, or hang out with them. So I can't actually give you the breakdown of their minds. I read about a lot of behavior analysis shit. That one ain't come across my plate yet.
I'm just saying, John, you're a handsome man. If you knew anybody, they would have sent you an invite already.
Well, we both know I'm a handsome man. Come on now. Let's not ask about me. And do not ask about me, brother. My shit is...
Yeah, it just seemed like he made such a stupid, like not even a really offensive joke, and then he gets smacked for it. It's like out of nowhere. You're like, what the fuck, man? Like, I'm literally here to do this.
Right.
And you're going to be like that guy. He was right. He was like, wow, Will. And he's like, it was a G.I. Jane joke.
But the
And then
whole
Will
thing
Smith's
that
like,
he's... No, that's
fuck
not even...
off.
The smack wasn't even the worst part. It's the fact that he had to double down on keep your wives in her. And like he's a bully in front of everybody.
Yeah,
Shut the
he
fuck
was
up,
like
dude.
punking him in front of the whole crowd.
Yeah.
Like,
And then but then we ain't... Well, actually, I just listened to a lot of stuff from Ryan Russillo. I don't know if you know who that is. He's a podcaster from The Ringer. But he brings on a lot of basketball players and former NFL football players. And, you know, people that, know how it's when the lights aren't on. And you do learn about stuff. Stuff doesn't get as tough when the security lights aren't on. And once again, I can also guarantee that. There's a lot of people when the lights are on going, yelling. And it's like, all right, cool, we're here now.
it's that whole, like, you know, you talk a lot of shit when your friends are holding you back, and then when you don't have someone doing that, you're not. I don't know. What do you think? Like, what do you guys think? Like, the punishment should be? Like, what are they supposed to do? Because he's not pressing. Like, Rock's
Well,
not
I'm
pressing
not
charges.
familiar with the. Again, I'm not the movie guy. Like, why is this so crooked stuff?
There's going to be nothing.
Well, Maddie, what do you think would happen? Like, it would have to. Well, the Academy is the only people that can punish him right
And
now.
that's where everything falls downhill. Because the Academy should do this. The Academy should do that. They gave Roman Polanski a fucking Oscar, 15 years ago. They're not going to do shit. They're not going to do shit because they're.
Why is nobody else? Why is nobody other pods talking about this kind of shit?
Right.
Where was
they're
this?
spineless. They are spineless because they know they
Tag
don't
us in this, Nick.
They know they don't have a show unless all these A-lister stars show up to the event. So
It's like, meanwhile, this motherfucker was what? She was 17?
13-year-old impregnated.
What are we doing here? Calling people out.
Right. He's gonna find. He finds out that charges are gonna get pressed, so he takes off to fucking France, and then he directs The Pianist in 2003 or whatever the fuck it was.
And fucking Christian Bale fucking loses. He's amazing, right? That's Hollywood.
So if you think this fucking Academy is gonna all of a sudden grow a spine and say, well, shit, you're not invited to the Oscars anymore, it's not fucking happening.
Well, we'll see. I mean, there might be in a year there might be an outrage with other people saying Will Smith shouldn't be allowed there.
Well, we're not even going to. I mean, do we really want to? And we did. We should probably cut this whole part because let's be honest. We went to Will Smith walking on stage and Chris Rock, and we just avoid. We could have just. We never just took the 20 years of Harvey Weinstein. Nothing.
Yeah.
We didn't talk about that. Well, we can't talk about that. Then we can't. Hold on. Then we can't talk about this. You got to be fair, right? Or Hollywood.
They're not taking his Oscars away.
Right? Just saying. We keep it real here. Just saying. All these over here with this motherfucker doing this, and now this guy slaps a guy, and they're doing well. Got to keep it real. Keep mention this, Hollywood.
There's a reason they're paying all these celebrities those $200,000 gift backs. If they don't show up, there's no fucking show.
Dude, as someone who's like a self-proclaimed movie guy, I didn't even know the Oscars were on.
No, honestly, I didn't. Honestly.
I had no idea until I saw I saw someone posted he smacked one. I'm like, wait a minute, it was the Oscars were on tonight. I didn't.
I knew because of McAfee. Honestly, man.
That makes sense.
No, only because they were leading and talking about it. But that's fine now. But also, you didn't know WrestleMania was coming up this weekend.
Yeah, I did not. I'm like so disconnected, dude. I'm like in my own universe here. But yeah, why don't we close with that? Why don't we talk about? You said he's on day 2. What's that? Saturday?
Sunday. Day 1 Saturday.
You're making it so me wanting to go down there next week. Then you're like, I'm so disconnected. This sucks.
No, to like I don't know.
I'll give Nick my Peacock password. He can turn in Saturday or Sunday, watch the show. John.
No, that's this weekend.
You don't have it.
No, that's this weekend.
No, that's what I mean. This coming Saturday or Sunday, if he's at home with nothing to do, I'll give him my password. He can tune in.
We do a live pod.
Yeah, I will say I'll
have to buy it.
Watched outside of the Royal Rumble. I haven't watched WWE.
No, I don't watch this shit, dude. I don't know anything outside of. I know McAfee's coming back against Austin Theory, which is McMahon's guy. Stone Cold doing a thing the end of night 1 against Kevin Owens because Kevin Owens tried to steal his stuff. I know our boy Logan Paul is teaming.
That's what kind of ruined it. As soon as you told me that, I'm like, oh, it kind of
Why do you guys? Can I ask you a question though? Why do you hate Logan Paul?
I don't hate him. I just don't get
You have
what? What don't you get? Being a multi-millionaire by doing what we would have done, except he did it earlier.
When you
listen to his interviews, bro.
When you get to these big shows, that's the type of stuff you have to do.
No, but that's cool. Listen to his interviews. Like before, listen to the people he interviewed. Listen to this. He's a state champion national wrestler, state champion wrestler. Like he's actually pretty good at stuff, man.
I don't think Nick's problem is that it's Logan Paul. I think his problem that you're bringing in people from outside.
Okay, because it's not which I understand because it's not Grego. And trust me, I wish it was fucking Grego doing that, dude.
Who?
What I'm saying is, when you get to these big events, you have to do stuff like that in order to bring eyes. Because if you just go through,
but guess what? WWE's going this. Woo!
Hey, John, let him finish.
That's what I'm trying to get at.
No, I have stock in it.
If you bring in only those people that you see every single week, and all you're relying on is the people that watch every single week, that's where those numbers start going down. You know, the
My
people
stock
that
goes,
watched when we were watching back in high school, back in the Attitude Era, there were 10 million people watching between WCW and WWF on a Monday night. Now they're barely getting over 1. So
real numbers.
You have to bring in that outside people. They're going to bring outside eyes. Maybe they, excuse me, maybe they see something they like and they stick around. If you just stick with the status quo, you're gonna fail.
Yeah, that makes sense. I was really excited that McAfee got his opportunity, and it's like after all the work he put in, and it's something he always wanted to do. And then you got Logan Paul, who's I don't think ever mentioned
No,
anything.
Logan Paul's wrestled more than he has in WWE, man.
Right.
He's been there before Pat McAfee.
All right. Well, I mean,
No, I'm just saying
that.
that, and I'm not shitting on Pat. Dude, trust me, Pat McAfee's my guy, dude. But I just like also, I know a lot of people hate Logan Paul, and I don't understand why.
Yeah.
Like if that guy right there, he's a very good businessman. He's a very trust me, like listen to his podcast. He's a very intelligent human being from what the persona people see, as opposed to what you guys will actually think and listen to a podcast is different, man. Like what you see here isn't really me, correct?
Yeah. He's
But
a
like,
public figure. Everything is highly curated.
thank you.
You turn it's like the wrestling business. You know, the best characters are the ones where you're yourself, and you just turn the dial up just a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And I haven't watched, like I said, I haven't watched a WWE event since
No, I actually haven't.
Other than the
I
Royal
didn't even.
Rumble
I
thing.
haven't even watched the. I had to Google today actually while I was at work the McAfee ones and Austin Theory. Apparently he's so here's the bit. Austin Theory is Vince McMahon's like protege. So that was the initial. This is a storyline, I guess, from what I'm picking up. Just trying to follow along off of his show. Austin Theory, like Vince McMahon offered McAfee to come on, and that's when Austin Theory walked on and like slapped him in the face. And then McAfee jumped on a hell of an athlete, by the way. Imagine if all NFL players were. Imagine if like the washed up NFL players weren't in WWE and the real guys were playing. Like it's awesome that they say like that's where the real athletes are. It's like no, that's the NFL, buddy. But like as now as you see like McAfee's just immediate reaction to be able to just jump on the thing and just go him. Like how many times did you try that? And he was like twice. And then he just sprinted up the thing and fucking Austin Theory ran away, ran into McMahon's room, and then now he's there. You rat bastard. So it's like, yeah, Austin Theory this is day 2. Austin Theory is McMahon's like guy, and McAfee now isn't. Whatever. End of day 1 though. Kevin Owens interviewing Stone Cold Steve Austin.
All right. Well, I actually have the Peacock channel, as bad as it is, because it always.
No, how do you buy? Where do you go to get that? I gotta buy it.
It's NBC. It comes with your cable.
Just
you
right
probably,
there. Oh,
you
yeah,
probably
I
have it.
All right, yeah.
You probably just have to put in your whatever your cable.
Yeah, I just probably just to be honest.
Email and password, and it'll come up. I actually just watched The Office on there.
I've been watching The Office all night. Actually, I'm watching it right now.
Yeah, first time. I started like middle of the show for some reason, but
yeah, you
anyway.
got bored.
I was like, yeah. Well, I mean,
this was live the entire time.
Yeah, once you get to season 7, you can kind of go away.
The Office? Oh, fuck you both.
I actually.
Oh, we can go entire.
No, we're not going.
We're not getting into The Office because I'm like.
Not tonight. We're not.
All right. Well, let's do final thoughts, man. We had a good show. The big things, like you said, at WrestleMania. You got Vegas coming up. Johnny coming to Florida.
First.
All right, Matt. The floor is yours.
All right, so final thoughts. As I was saying before, I haven't watched a WWE event in, a year basically. I would recommend if you guys have Peacock, give it a shot. I've got a respect for the business, so I'm going to watch it, even though I don't watch WWE. Maybe you'll see something you like. We can all kind of go back to, our days in high school where we were watching it and it was entertaining. If you can get into it, it's a lot of fun. I mean, I think that's all kind of what we need right now. Is just, a good, solid distraction, something that's going to entertain you. If you've got it, Saturday, Sunday, or night, tune in, 7 o'clock. Maybe you'll like it. I'll say if you do like it, switch over to Wednesday nights and you'll like it even more. Who's next?
still looking at you, buddy.
Yeah, I noticed.
I mean, I can tell.
Yeah, go ahead. You keep the picture on me.
All right. Well, anyway, here we are now. I thought we came actually with the action, the energy that came out here, coming for what we were going for in this actual podcast was Matty Ice versus Joey, and it came out tremendous. I thought both of them presented their points amazing about both of the situations in that NFL issue. Personally, I didn't really give a F because I'm a Giants fan. And no, on both sides though, true honesty. I thought heart from Joey and actual true honesty from Matt. I think the rule was the rule, and that's what it was. So, bro, you gotta deal with it. Sorry. Going forward, yeah, I think this weekend we do have WrestleMania coming. We have a big fan. We are of McAfee, and he's gonna be on day 2. So going into WrestleMania, though, we do have that. Different days. Nick didn't know that it was 2 days. That's a little perturbing to me anymore. You didn't know it was 2 days, but your brother was in there. It's kind of 2 days there. So anyway, no. Now we rolled in today. I'm very happy that we had that discussion between Maddie and Joey, and it was tremendous. Again, no matter what happens there, rule book, whatever, peace and love. It's awesome. Thank you, guys.
Right on. Yeah, I didn't know it was 2 days. The last that I knew anything about WrestleMania was when it was in Orlando, like 4 years ago or something. Maybe it's 4 years ago. Because my brother, as you guys know, is a wrestler, and they do a lot of events around.
Shout out! He was on the other night, right? Shout out.
Yeah, he was on Ring of Honor's
Ring of Honor.
No,
Ring
AEW.
of Honor AEW on YouTube, right?
He was on AEW Dark.
Yeah,
on YouTube.
you can find it on YouTube, right?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, shout it out.
Yeah. So when he had his thing, he actually, when we were in Orlando for WrestleMania, he was going to an NXT event where he was doing background. It was before the pandemic, I think. So that's why we were in town. But they have, which surprised me then, is wherever WrestleMania goes, a lot of these smaller companies go and they follow them and they do shows leading up to it. So like you'll have all the big like AEWs and all these smaller like things having different events in the city that WrestleMania is in for like the whole week. So I was like, dude, I had no idea, and I thought that was amazing. Like when we were there, we're sitting there and he knows, we're sitting in a restaurant having a beer and a burger, and half the people in the restaurant are wrestlers that he's worked with at some point. So it's like, it was really cool. So yeah, I didn't know WrestleMania was 2 days, but anyway, yeah. So yeah, I think it's great that we finally got Joey and Matt to sit down and discuss a little bit, so I could show you how annoying he is as a Raiders fan.
Just mean. I mean, I'm annoying as a Giants fan, so how could you possibly say that, man?
No, you're not annoying like Joey is. You don't make excuses like for the rest.
No, yeah, I take my losses. I will take my losses.
But yeah, so like final thoughts this week. I'm excited. I'm gonna watch the Pat McAfee match if I figure out what time it's on, and I just like that.
So Nick,
story.
are you not excited? Yeah. So as we talk about going into WrestleMania, there are you like, do you know that as I sent you the matches? There's nothing really like, even with you, Maddie, there's nothing really like we would watch, right? Like nothing that would bring us back outside if there was McAfee there or like this. So right now they have at the end of day 1, they have Stone Cold. Hold on, yeah, Nick, exactly. Hold on, yeah, trust me, dude. Like I didn't have this fucking in my back pocket.
I watched the highlights.
So, yeah, so they have Stone Cold doing a Kevin Owen interview at the end.
Yeah, we just talked about it. So, well, yeah, you were just talking about it. But anyway, yeah, like hopefully he does some stunners. Like that's all I would want to see is like go out there, kick a couple people, and smack them, and that's it.
He's gonna steal stunners.
That's right, bunch of stunners. All right, well that's the show for this week. We'll be back next week. Johnny will be in town in 2 weeks. Me and Maddie will be in Vegas in 3 or 4. It'll be a good time. All of my comedy comes from my soundboards, which I don't have, so we're just gonna end it on that. Like, you know what I'm saying? So we could just pretend we know the
song. End it on the real comedy.
The real comedy. just my face, like Will Smith slapping me. Good night.